Ladies and gentlemen, the internet wasn't ready for this one. Because what if I told you that the brotherhood everyone believed in, the loyalty that was supposed to be unshakable, just crumbled in front of our very eyes? Picture this. Lil Durk, the man who built OTF like a fortress, walking straight into a scene he never expected. And there, right before his eyes, the people he trusted most. King Von, his brother, is day one, an Asian doll. The one person who always seemed to stir controversy in the background. But this time, it wasn't whispers, it wasn't rumors, it was real. And the look on Durk's face when he caught them together, that's the image that's been haunting fans ever since. Now, let's rewind, because this isn't just another celebrity scandal. No, this is betrayal dressed up as loyalty, and it goes back way further than you think. For years, people speculated about Von and Asian doll's chemistry. Late night lives, Instagram stories that didn't add up, cryptic captions that fans swore had double meanings. But each time, they brushed it off. Asian doll would say, "That's my brother." Von would laugh it off like it was nothing. And Durk? He never said much, but insiders whispered he kept his guard up. After all, when there's smoke, there's usually fire. The night it all went down, according to sources, Durk wasn't even supposed to be there. Word is, he got tipped off by someone close to the camp, an anonymous text that read, "Better check on your people. They moving funny." At first, he brushed it off, but something told him to pull up, and when he did, that's when everything changed. Witnesses claim he stormed through the door, energy heavy, silence so loud it shook the room. And there they were, Von and Asian doll, together, talking in hushed voices, too close for comfort. The tension? Unmistakable. People close to the situation swear Von looked caught off guard, like he'd been busted mid-conversation he never expected anyone else to hear. Asian doll, on the other hand, didn't flinch. In fact, one witness said she looked Durk straight in the eyes, like she'd been waiting for this moment. Imagine that, someone so unbothered, almost daring him to react. It wasn't just scandalous, it was cinematic. And this is where the lines get blurry. Because what exactly were Von and Asian doll sneaking around to discuss? Some fans believe it was business, maybe even plans Von didn't want Durk to know about. Others are convinced it was way more personal. The way Asian doll leaned in, the way Von avoided eye contact when Durk walked in, it screamed more than just casual conversation. But here's the kicker. In the rap game, perception is everything. And even if nothing happened, the sight alone was enough to plant seeds of betrayal in Durk's mind. The fallout started immediately. Durk allegedly walked out without saying a word, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. Von tried to follow, but sources say Asian doll grabbed his arm, whispering something that stopped him in his tracks. Nobody knows what she said, but whatever it was, it froze him. By the time Von stepped outside, Durk was gone, engine roaring, tires screeching down the block. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the beginning of a storm nobody could control. Within hours, whispers started spreading. Screenshots, blurry videos, anonymous DMs flooding gossip blogs. One clip in particular showed Durk's car pulling off from the scene, his face barely visible in the driver's seat, but unmistakably tense. Fans dissected the footage frame by frame like it was evidence in a trial. "That's pain in his eyes," one TikTok user commented. Another said, "That's the face of a man who just lost more than a friend." The internet ate it up. But here's the wild part. Asian doll didn't deny it. Instead, she posted a cryptic IG story. "Truth hurts, but lies kill." No tags, no explanation, just those words in white text over a black background. Von stayed quiet, tweeting only an hourglass emoji. That one symbol set Twitter on fire. Fans argued for days. Was he saying time would expose the truth? Or was it a warning? A countdown? Meanwhile, Durk went radio silent. No posts, no lives, just silence. And sometimes, silence says more than 1,000 words. The blogs couldn't keep up. Headlines screamed betrayal. Lil Durk betrayed by his own. Asian doll and Von exposed in late night meetup. The end of OTF Brotherhood? Each one more dramatic than the last. And fans clicked faster than ever. Because let's be honest, people love a downfall. They love to watch the mighty crumble. And this was the juiciest crumble hip-hop had seen in years. Behind the scenes, though, the situation was reportedly way darker. Word is, Durk started questioning everyone around him. Loyalty became the new currency, and if you weren't 100% with him, you were out. Vaughn, on the other hand, was said to be torn. Did he double down on his bond with Asian Doll? Or did he repair the fracture with Durk? According to one insider, Vaughn told a close friend, "I never meant for it to go down like that. But Durk don't understand. Something's bigger than him." What did that mean? Nobody knows. But fans took it as proof that Vaughn was ready to branch out on his own. And let's not forget Asian Doll. While the men stayed mostly quiet, she fanned the flames. She liked shady tweets, reposted memes about betrayal, even went live to laugh off the rumors. But laughter has a way of sounding like confirmation when you're in the middle of a storm. Every move she made was dissected. Every word turned into evidence. By the end of the week, her name was trending more than either Vaughn or Durk's. And if you know anything about her, you know that's exactly what she wanted. This wasn't just a scandal. This was the unraveling of an empire. And if you think that night was the peak of it, think again, because that was just the opening act. But if anyone thought the story would die down after a week, they were dead wrong. Because the deeper you looked, the messier it got. The whispers turned into screams. And suddenly everyone had a piece of the puzzle they swore was the missing link. Screenshots kept popping up. Exclusive audios leaked on random Twitter accounts. And anonymous insiders came crawling out of shadows with claims that made the first scandal look like child's play. One so-called insider who goes by the name OTF Truths on Instagram claimed Vaughn and Asian Doll had been meeting up for weeks, always at quiet spots, always late at night. The story said they weren't just talking business. They were plotting a new wave, a shift away from Durk's shadow. And this wasn't about loyalty anymore, it was about power. If Vaughn could move with Asian Doll by his side, he wouldn't just be King Vaughn, he'd be King Vaughn with his own dynasty. And let's not pretend Asian Doll didn't want that. She'd been painted as the outcast for years, always at the edge of the spotlight, but never in control of it. What better way to flip the script than aligning herself with the one man who could have thrown the leader of OTF? Meanwhile, fans started digging. They pulled up old interviews, old lives, even background shots where Vaughn and Asian Doll seemed just a little too comfortable around each other. One video from months ago resurfaced, where Vaughn jokingly told her on live, "You know you play too much," and she responded with a smile that fans now swear wasn't just friendly. Suddenly, everything from the past looked like foreshadowing. Every laugh, every glance, every side comment, rebranded as evidence. But then came the footage that really shook the internet. Grainy, shaky, obviously filmed on a phone from across the street. It showed Vaughn's car pulling up outside a private lounge. Minutes later, Asian Doll hopped out an Uber and walked straight inside. They stayed in there for nearly 2 hours, and when they came back out, they didn't walk out together, but fans zoomed in on Vaughn's reflection in a glass door, standing just inches behind her. The clip went viral instantly. "This ain't no coincidence," one fan posted. "Durk blind or he just ignoring the signs?" The comments section turned into a war zone. Half of the internet swore Asian Doll was the villain. The other half said Vaughn was just playing the game the way everyone in the industry does. But the one name everyone dragged into it, Durk. Durk's silence became the loudest noise of all. People started making memes of him with clown makeup, captions like "trust no one" or "when loyalty ain't loyal." The joke stung because behind the humor, there was truth people couldn't ignore. Durk had built his empire on brotherhood, on family, on never switching up. And now, if even Vaughn could betray him, what did ODF even stand for anymore? The pressure finally pushed Asian Doll to go live again, and this time she didn't hold back. She laughed, she joked, but then she threw shade straight at Durk, without even saying his name. Some people think they're running the world when really, they're just holding the keys until the real owner comes back. The comment section exploded. Was she calling Vaughn the real owner? Was she saying Durk was just a placeholder? The clip got ripped and reposted everywhere. Even mainstream blogs picked it up. Suddenly, it wasn't just hip-hop fans watching. It was a whole internet. And then, just when things couldn't get crazier, another anonymous leak dropped. This time, it was supposedly a voice memo between Vaughn and one of his boys. The voice on the tape said, "Durk be thinking I can't move without him, but watch what happened when I step out the box. I got people behind me he don't even know about." Was it really Vaughn's voice? Some said yes. Others claimed it was AI, but the damage was done. The story spread faster than wildfire. Even if it was faked, the seed of doubt was planted, and fans ran with it. By now, the streets were buzzing too. Local gossip out of Chicago claimed OTF wasn't as united as it seemed. Little fights here and there, members choosing sides quietly, and people whispering that the Brotherhood was cracking at the core. This ain't just drama. This had turned into something real, one anonymous source said. When families start splitting, the enemies don't even gotta attack. They just sit back and watch you burn yourself. And if you know anything about the game, you know that's the kind of fracture that gets dangerous. Vaughn, of course, stayed cryptic. A tweet here, an emoji there. Nothing solid, but just enough to keep the speculation alive. Asian Doll, on the other hand, was thriving. She kept feeding the narrative, posting subtle captions like, "Sometimes a wrong person exposes a right truth." Every post felt like gasoline on a fire that was already out of control. Fans were hooked. They stayed glued to every update, every leak, every rumor. And gossip blogs? They couldn't get enough. Headlines like Vaughn planning to break free from Durk or Asian Doll the mastermind dominated social media. Everyone wanted a piece of the scandal because it wasn't just about music anymore. It was personal, it was betrayal. It was soap opera drama wrapped in rap culture. But then came the night that changed everything again. According to multiple eyewitnesses, Durk finally confronted Vaughn face to face. No cameras, no phones, just two men in a room with years of history between them. Reports say voices were raised. Fists almost flew, but in the end, the silence was worse than the shouting. Durk allegedly told Vaughn, "If you with me, then be with me. If you against me, don't play in my face." The next day, Vaughn posted on Twitter, "Everybody ain't built for the long run." No tags, no names, but everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. From that moment on, the internet decided sides. Team Durk or Team Vaughn. Asian Doll became the wild card, the spark that kept the whole feud alive. And with every passing day, the scandal grew bigger, darker, and harder to ignore. Because this wasn't just one bad night anymore. This was war brewing under the surface, and everyone was waiting for the explosion. And just when you thought the chaos had reached its peak, the entire situation spiraled into something no one saw coming. The internet wasn't just talking anymore. They were dissecting every single move like it was a chess game, and Vaughn, Durk, and Asian Doll were the unwilling pawns in their own scandal. Fans became detectives, bloggers became prosecutors, and Twitter turned into the courtroom. The question wasn't just what happened anymore. It became what's going to happen next? Because as the smoke kept rising, new receipts kept falling out of the sky. First came a set of blurry photos, supposedly taken outside a downtown Chicago studio. They showed Vaughn and Asian Doll entering the same building within minutes of each other. Coincidence? Maybe. But the internet doesn't believe in coincidences, especially not when the stakes are this high. Then another leak dropped. This time, screenshots of DMs where Asian Doll allegedly messaged a friend saying, "He don't even know I'm the one really holding him down. Durk just a stepping stone." Screenshots can be faked. Sure, but did that stop the internet from going crazy? Not a chance. Durk's camp tried damage control. Anonymous sources close to Durk told blogs that he wasn't worried, that OTF was solid, that the rumors were just noise. But actions speak louder than words. And when fans noticed Durk unfollowed Asian Doll on Instagram, the narrative shifted again. "Oh, it's real," one fan tweeted. If it wasn't, he wouldn't have hit unfollow. That's the ultimate confirmation. The tweet racked up thousands of likes in minutes. Because in today's world, unfollowing is the modern-day declaration of war. Meanwhile, Asian Doll doubled down. She posted cryptic captions like, "You only mad 'cause I ain't play my role." And then she went live again, smiling, sipping a drink, brushing off questions but letting just enough slip to keep the tension alive. At one point, a fan asked her straight up if she and Vaughn had ever been more than friends. And she just smirked and said, "Some things don't need to be said." That one smirk did more damage than 1,000 words. Suddenly, the whispers became shouts. She confirmed it. She basically admitted it. And no matter how you spin it, silence, or in this case, a smirk, can be louder than the truth. Vaughn, on the other hand, played it smarter. He didn't give the internet much, just small jabs and half statements that left everyone guessing. He tweeted things like, "Loyalty ain't about words, it's about moves, and some bonds break themselves." He knew exactly what he was doing, feeding the fire without ever stepping into it directly. And that made people even crazier. Because when someone refuses to deny, the assumption becomes confession. By now, the media had gotten involved. Major outlets were running headlines like, "Lil Durk faces betrayal inside OTF," and "Asian doll at the center of rap's messiest love triangle." What started as niche gossip was now mainstream drama. Even late-night hosts were cracking jokes about it. Memes flooded TikTok, with users reenacting the alleged confrontation between Vaughn and Durk or mocking Asian dolls' lives. The scandal wasn't just a rap story anymore. It was pop culture. And then came the supposed confrontation part 2. Rumors spread that Durk and Vaughn had another heated exchange, this time in front of more people. Eyewitnesses claimed voices were raised again, with Durk allegedly shouting, "You moving like you forgot who made you." Vaughn reportedly fired back, "I made myself. Don't get it twisted." No one knows the argument really went down, but within hours, hashtag Team Durk and hashtag Team Vaughn were trending on Twitter. The internet had turned a messy situation into a full-on civil war. The fallout didn't stop there. Industry insiders claimed promoters were hesitant to book both Vaughn and Durk for the same shows, fearing tension might spill over into chaos. Some even whispered that big brands were pulling back from deals, not wanting to be caught in the crossfire, because nothing kills a bag faster than controversy you can't control. And this was uncontrollable. Asian doll, of course, leaned all the way in. She started posting photos looking unbothered, captions like, "Pressure makes diamonds, they hate me because he loved me, and let them talk, I already won." Every post reignited the fire, making sure her name stayed attached to the scandal. Some fans applauded her for playing the game so well. Others dragged her for being messy. But one thing was undeniable. She was getting exactly what she wanted: attention, relevance, and the spotlight. The situation got so bad that even rival rappers started chiming in. Random artists threw shade at Durk, Vaughn, and Asian Doll, making jokes or thinly veiled comments in their songs and interviews. Suddenly, what started as a private scandal was an industry-wide circus. Everybody had an opinion, and nobody wanted to be left out of conversation. But the real turning point came when rumors spread about a possible split within OTF. Some members allegedly siding with Vaughn, others staying loyal to Durk. Anonymous insiders claimed group chats were filled with arguments. People were distancing themselves, and trust was evaporating faster than anyone realized. The empire that once seemed bulletproof now looked like it was built on sand, and the cracks were showing for the whole world to see. Fans started asking the big questions. Was this the end of OTF as we knew it? Would Vaughn and Durk ever recover from his betrayal? Was Asian Doll just a scapegoat? Or was she the mastermind pulling strings behind the scenes? Nobody knew for sure, but everyone wanted answers. And until those answers came, the speculation only got louder. The scariest part? Some people started saying this wasn't just music drama. It could get real. With tensions as high, trust is broken, and egos is bruised, the possibility of actual fallout, violent fallout, became impossible to ignore. Blogs wrote pieces about the history of rap feuds escalating. Fans whispered about tragedies in the past, and everyone prayed history wouldn't repeat itself. But the internet ate it up, because nothing drives clicks like a scandal teetering on the edge of danger. By the time the dust settled, if you could even call it settled, the story wasn't just about one night, one call, or one secret meeting. It had snowballed into a saga of betrayal, loyalty, ambition, and power. Vaughn versus Durk. Asian doll in the middle. A brotherhood hanging by a thread. An entire world watching, popcorn in hand, waiting to see who would crack first. Because here's the thing about scandals like this. They don't end. They evolve. One day it's leaked DMs. The next it's cryptic tweets. The next it's rumors of a fight. And as long as someone's watching, someone's leaking, someone's whispering, the story keeps going. The only question is, who's going to survive the storm? And who's going to get washed away by it? So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. After all the leaks, the whispers, the cryptic posts, and the late-night drama, we're left with one burning question. Who's really telling the truth? Did Lil Durk actually catch Asian dolls sneaking around with King Von? Or is this just another case of social media turning smoke into fire? And if it's all just rumors, why do the so-called receipts keep piling up? Why does every new post, every unfollow, every smirk feel like another nail in the coffin of loyalty? Think about it. If there was really nothing there, wouldn't someone have shut it down by now? Wouldn't there be a clear, undeniable statement putting the speculation to rest? Instead, what do we get? More silence, more subliminal shots, more drama. But I want to hear from you. Do you believe Asian Doll and King Von cross a line? Or is this just a masterclass in clout chasing? Is Lil Durk the betrayed one in this story? Or is he playing the audience just as much as the others? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I'm telling you right now, theories are flying and I want to see which side you're on. And don't forget, this is just the beginning. If you think the saga is done, you're in for a surprise. So make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next chapter, oh, it's coming. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.